G'day, Mark Allen for RV Daily Magazine. Anybody that's ever been camping has probably hammered in a few pegs and then had to pull them out of the ground. It can be easy, like here where it's nice soft ground. At other times it can be damn hard work if it's really hard packed soil or rocky ground. In this comparison, we're going to compare your traditional style tent peg in a few different lengths against these screw-in type tent pegs. I've devised this test method which uses the electric winch on my troopy, which pulls on this timber jig, which has a load cell attached to it, and a chain down to the ground which will be pulling the peg out of the ground. The load cell will record how much force is required to pull the peg out. Now initially we'll pull the pegs out vertically, which replicates putting the tent peg into an awning pole or something like that, where the force would be trying to pull the peg straight out of the ground. And then we'll change the angle of the chain and the angle of my timber jig to be pulling the peg out of the ground at a 45-degree angle. And that more represents using the peg in a guy rope or a tent situation. And to be fair to all the peg styles, we're not only going to pull them vertically and at 45 degrees, but we're going to do each one in soft sand, medium loam like here, and also hard packed dirt. Because some pegs, like these skinnier ones, they're more suited to hard ground, compared to the large spiral pegs, they're more suited for the soft sand. Every single time we pull a peg out, we'll be recording the force required to pull it out of the ground. And that's going to give you a perfect indication of which peg will work best in each soil type. Now obviously these screw-in pegs would be easiest to use to put in and get out with a 12-volt drill. But don't worry, if your battery goes flat and you don't have a spare, or you just don't have a drill, there are other ways to put them in and out of the ground. You can use your socket set, or just a plain old shifter, or even the wheel brace from your caravan or camper trailer stays. And some of them, you can just use any old bar, so a good thick screwdriver or a bar or another peg through the eyelet in the top and spin it around that way. So there's plenty of other ways, other than the drill, to get these things in and out of the ground. Wow, we've literally moved the earth here with this. Wow, that was unbelievable. 710 kilos worth of force to pull that out of the ground. That's unbelievable. Look at the big divot it's left. I have to call council in to repair that, I reckon. We've actually bent the head of it a little bit on the main shaft. Nothing's broken on it. These composite material, larger diameter screw-in pegs, you don't stand a chance of getting these into hard ground. We've already broken a couple. There's no point breaking any more. They're not meant for this. These are more suitable to the soft sand, and I think they'll excel in that environment.
I'll admit, not everything went to plan in this test. We didn't end up pulling every peg at both angles because we had a few breakages. Partially because I overdid the forces applied to some of the pegs, plus some of the manufacturers actually say not to pull their pegs out at an angle. A huge thanks to all the companies involved that provided us with sample pegs. Without your help, we just couldn't have done this test. Hex pegs, screw-in pegs, Screw Pegs Australia, Peggy Peg, Ground Grabber, Blue Screw 10 Pegs. Hey, hang on a minute, I'm still hammering. Yep, still going. Nearly done. Whew. That's hard work.